the first time you see me. From the first time you see a girl, me know you feel me. So cute and sexy, girl, are you me a penny. Me a forget your number in me BlackBerry. Yes, the body ready, but me love off the ready consciousness.
We're here in North London. We're going to be interviewing Shaker HD, the voice and the massive behind Soca Frenzy. How are you?
I'm fine.
So, Shaker, tell me a bit about yourself.
Well, I'm from Montserrat originally. That's where I was actually born, grew up there till I'm in my late 20s. And been here ever since on the soca scene, doing what I do, doing Soca Frenzy, DJing, promoting, producing. So that's what I've been doing since I'm here.
Soca's a big feature in your life. Tell me a bit more about your soca background. How has it brought yourself to where you are today?
Well, I'm from a musical family, I should say. Those of you from Montserrat would know Reality and Organizer, which are big names in the island of Montserrat. They work with the Mighty Arrow, rest in peace. So I've been a part of music from day one, really.
So what inspired you to start Soca Frenzy in the first place? How did it come together?
I'll be honest with you. We used to have an event called Out and Bashy. That's myself, Kenny, Matches, towards back in 512.
Okay.
I was getting upset because every time I had to play, I only got 20 minutes.
Ooh.
So I wanted my own soca fete to play more than 20 minutes. But eventually, Matches said to me, look, we could do a soca event, we call it Soca Frenzy. So the original name of Soca Frenzy really was Matches.
Oh, okay.
And we ran with it ever since from 512. I mean, the first night, I can remember it clearly, it was about 60 people inside. Then we start trying different things, CDs, we even had that famous dollar wine, which I think that's where it really kicked off, from that dollar wine as well. A lot of people start coming in, and from we got the people in, which was the whole idea, was to keep them in.
So what year was that?
That was in 2008.
So Soca Frenzy's been going and snowballing since then?
Well, yeah, I mean, we have a few glitches, challenges here and there, but at the end of the day, we love what we do. We have a passion for it, so that's why we keep doing it.
And what would you say have been your highlights since Soca Frenzy got off the ground?
My highlight, I mean, to see everyone, like, when I say everyone, I mean every country, every island with their flag representing at Soca Frenzy, that makes me smile. I mean, even one of the managers of the artists said to me, it's the first event he's been to and see that. And he's been Canada, New York, St. Vincent, wherever, and he's never seen that in any event he went to. So that was something for me to be happy about as well.
Shaker, where did your name come from?
Well, the name Shaker really came from, and not shaking for the record, is actually basketball. When I was younger, I was playing basketball, and every time they passed the ball to me, I was shooting it, making shots. And there was this guy, say, oh, there's a guy in Antigua, his name is Shanda Shaker, and he's a basketball player. And from ever since, they started calling me Shaker. As
a DJ, tell me a bit about what kind of things you've been doing.
Well, as a DJ, I started with DJ Blackstone. He came up with the name Pure Soca Vibes, which we had a radio show on, what's that station name now? We had a radio show on Mystic FM.
Okay.
And we started doing that show. I never used to talk on the mic, never. I used to do a whole 2-hour show, no speaking on the mic, until he came.
Why? I have to ask.
That was my shyness. But eventually, as you know, with these things, you kind of get out of it, and sometimes he doesn't turn up on purpose, and I had to do the show by myself. But that's where it started, pretty much, with Pure Soca Vibes, myself and Blackstone doing radio shows. Then we jumped onto doing events in the sense that we started getting booked at various events. Then we went on to, well, I went on to Links FM as well, doing radio shows. We done a few competitions while we at Links FM. DJ competition, international DJ clash. So a lot of different things, which we won quite a few.
Wow.
Trophies, I should say. It was always Montserrat against St. Lucia. I could never forget those days. Never.
Okay. Okay. And what other things have you been doing in your spare time? Well, supposed spare time.
If it's not soca, I ain't doing nothing else. But we're really and truly, most of my time is taken up by doing something with soca, even listening to it, producing it, trying the next big thing or something. But it always has something to do with soca. I mean, I've done production. I was lucky enough to work with James P. I worked with Trini Boy Juicy, Miss Desire. I've got some backing vocals on that. Guess you don't want to hear Shaker sing.
We will.
I've recorded, a lot of people probably don't know this, but I recorded Benjai Junk Again. I think that was one of those moments when the artist is asking me, what should he sing or what should he do next? And I'm like, you're Benjai.
So tell me a bit more about your producing.
Well, I mean, as I mentioned, I'm from a musical family. Unfortunately, at that point, when I was younger, I never really used to mess around too much with the instruments. But I used to always like the keyboard, playing the keyboard and stuff like that. If you probably tell me to play any Burning Flame song from back in the day, I probably could play it. But that's how I really started this whole producing stuff, because I always liked that kind of thing, producing, making music. I mean, I could remember a time, a couple of my friends, we wanted to actually have a band. So what we did, we were quite creative actually. We had some cardboard boxes, we cut out some piece of plywood, make some drum sets. We used to use the pan cover as a crash cymbal, nylon as a strings for the guitar. So we used to really try to make music back then.
Quite creative.
Well, I mean, it was always there. I mean, the producing. I actually linked up with a guy called Chronic X. I was at his studio, and he had this program. I was like, I can use that program, and I said, give me a copy. Gave me a copy. From since then, I started to just make music. From then onwards, I sent James a beat, and he was like, yeah. I want to do something like that. I was like, cool. So we worked on it. The track is called Eye Candy. Yeah, so YouTube it, Eye Candy, James P. That's me. I've worked with Miss Desire after that.
Okay.
She done a track called Juve originally. So I mean, I had that beat sitting there. I didn't do anything with that. I was like, what? Let me send it to Miss Desire, and she done something on it. I've done a track with my cousin, a song called Lost in Your Eyes. Very nice track. The ladies listening, they can have a listen as well.
Your cousin is?
His name is, he's more of a reggae kind of artist, but he wanted to try something. So he went on a rhythm, which Trini Boy Juicy is on that same rhythm. Which that rhythm, one of my favorites. One of my favorites. I mean, a few other artists wanted to get on it, but it was too late for them to actually release it for their carnival.
For 2012?
No. That rhythm came out in 2009, actually.
No, it's some time ago.
It's only 2 years.
some time ago.
I've done recent work with Scrappy. Watching Me, Watching You. That was a Shaker production. He's got a fast track called Last Lap. That was a Shaker production. I've worked with Keita General.
Oh, yeah.
So I've got a catalogue of artists that I've actually worked with. I've done a few singing myself.
We will hear it later.
Yeah. I've done a few singing myself. Soca Child, Tate. We done a Soca Frenzy-ish song. It was called Vibe So Nice. Nice groovy track. I was trying to sound like a Dominican with my Creole.
In your Creole.
Yeah. And myself and Soca Child, we done a Soca Frenzy anthem as well, which that used to actually get a good response when we played it. So,
I think I've heard that one.
Yeah, so I mean, I've done a few in the making of music, producing, singing, or even engineering it.
That's very good. You've done quite a lot, really. And all of this is hidden behind the scenes because no one would have thought. So what are your future plans for Soca Frenzy?
I might give you a sneak peek.
Please.
Might.
Please.
I mean, future plans for Soca Frenzy. I mean, what's 2012? Was next year? Couple years. All right. I mean, we're trying to get bands, more live bands. We're trying to spice it up a little bit, or change it. We might not change a lot of things, but introduce bands, female artists. Everyone keeps asking for female artists, which we're working on. We're working on it. I think my biggest, what I'm looking forward to is Montserrat Carnival 2012, the 50th. I am actually, or I should say we, because Soca Friends is a team, dedicating that to Montserrat for their 50th carnival, as some of us are Montserratians. So I think that would be an achievement for me this year.
So this year, 2011, was the first time you had a mass band or joined with somebody else to have a mass band. Are you thinking of doing the same in 2012?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, this year was an experience. We had a good reception. A lot of people supported. So, I mean, and it was whatless.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should know about that, right?
Yes, I did jump with you.
I mean, next year, I won't tell you, but I've seen the theme for next year. It's gonna be dirty.
So you're doing Juve?
Yes. I mean, just think about
again, closely guarded secrets.
Yes. I can't tell you much because I was told it's not released as yet.
Aha, okay. We'll let that one slide. Well, I think we are just about coming to the end of all we can ask you. Thank you very, very much for sparing your time. We will talk to you again, see if most of your dreams have come to pass and see what your achievements are. And all I can say is good luck.
Thank you very much.
But before you go, I would like you to sing. Stop groaning. I'd like you to sing your track.
I don't sing on public.
Yeah, well, this is not public.
I don't sing on camera.
Just sing. I'm giving you permission to hold the mic.
I don't sing.
From the first time you see me, from the first time you see a girl, me know you feel me. So cute and sexy, girl, you me a plenty. Me a forget your number in a me BlackBerry. Yes, everybody ready, but me love her.